You know, I think I like drawing masks because it reminds me of my disorder in my eyes. Mysterious, intriguing, or scary. Mysterious because I'm still figuring out the distinction between me and the disorder. Intriguing because it surprises me how my mind works sometimes. It's interesting what triggers symptoms. Scary because of the high and low lows. Hello, I am Nika and I'm an artist. Today I'll be discussing my story of living with bipolar II. Not gonna lie, making this script was kind of difficult because it's so tiring, yet my mind is racing. Plus, it's hard to organize my thoughts to sound coherent. So I apologize in advance for being all over the place or for speaking too fast. I was diagnosed with bipolar II and anxiety in 2023 when I was about either a sophomore or junior in college. From what I remember, my doctor said bipolar II is having more depressive episodes than bipolar I. But bipolar II has hypomania, which is a shorter and milder version of milder than mania or manic episodes in bipolar I. Before I was diagnosed, I remember having panic attacks or crying episodes every other day at 11 p.m. like clockwork. Then it would take 1 to 2 days to recover to feel like normal. Sometimes I knew the trigger and sometimes I didn't. I was always on the go, but so was everyone else. That's why I didn't want to acknowledge something was wrong. I was in a lot of clubs and activities, but hey, so was everyone else. Everything seemed normal. I was a hobby artist staying up late to work on paintings, but so were my friends who were art students. Every other college student was discussing anxiety and crying attacks. So why must I be the different one? I think I cried as much as I faked a smile. Every day I felt like I was performing for everyone, but I didn't know how to stop. Everyone seemed to like my performing behavior, so it couldn't be a bad thing, right? Even though it's been 3 years, I still feel similarly even with medication. Like I'm performing and I don't know what's really me, what's not. A little more numb, mellowed out. Again, hard to tell the difference between symptoms, medication, really me. Lots of process. Oh, I don't know if it's because of my disorder, anxiety, or something else, but my memory is kind of blurry about this time. I think things that happened in November happened in March. It's fuzzy, probably just me, but that's another reason I'm going to be all over the place. It's just one thing I'll say will remind me of something else that happened, but that something else may be more consistent or, how do you say? I can't think of the word. Just connect more with something I said previously. So again, I apologize for being all over the place. I'm also trying to read more to get on my vocabulary because it feels like my memory is just not good when it comes to remembering big words, but that also may be an effect of this disorder. Anyway, during the period when I was figuring out my diagnosis and what was going on with me, I lost a close friendship because I was coming to terms that my behavior wasn't normal and that my depression was getting bad. My friend and I didn't really talk about emotional stuff, and I didn't have the words or willingness to say something was going on. I am sorry for the part that I played in the end. I am apologetic that I wasn't more open with her or honest with her. But anyway, life happens. I grew up in a religious family, so when I told my mom and my aunts what's going on with me, it was a lot of prayers, a lot of saying, I'm fine, I don't have depression, or depression doesn't have a claim on me, that everyone deals with similar things, everyone feels sad, that I'm okay, I'm fine. But I didn't feel fine. That also made it hard, especially since I was told I would be on medication for the rest of my life. And my aunt was like, no. So if no one was acknowledging something was wrong, then clearly nothing is wrong. I was originally diagnosed with just depression and anxiety. It did provide some relief, but not totally. My meds have had to be changed at least 3 times as a result. Doctors prescribing new meds feels like a gut punch and a hug at the same time. Like, yay, I'll finally get relief. But yay, also another reminder something is wrong and I don't know how to deal. I know I mentioned being diagnosed in college, but in the words of a main lead in a teen drama, I always felt different as a kid. I was really emotional in high school and had low self-esteem. But then again, who didn't? It would take me a class or a day to recover after an episode, if that's the right word. But in high school, I was at my highest academically. I received a lot of awards. I was even salutatorian and gave a great speech that many people loved. I was praised by many adults and viewed as a good leader. I was in a lot of clubs, activities, had a good paying job and helped my family out in any way I could. Oh, did I forget to mention I'm the oldest and a preacher's kid? Surprise, surprise. Despite feeling emotionally terrible and exhausted most of the time, I did great things and expected nothing less in college. Except, as you can imagine, a lot of things change in college, particularly in sophomore year, like I mentioned. Depressive episodes were taking longer to recover. I was dealing with new trauma and family issues, potentially starting a romantic relationship, but that failed terribly. Maintaining other friendships and relationships was hard. Not to mention my self-esteem was just up and then down. I just felt out of control. When I heard the term bipolar II and its symptoms, everything clicked in place for the first time. It was scary because I never had a good example of an adult managing bipolar disorder. I did have an adult figure in my life who was unmedicated bipolar, who wasn't always the nicest, which is kind of an understatement. But I'm starting to realize that the disorder could explain some of their behavior, but not excuse it. At least not all of it. Sorry, I know I'm all over the place. Even though my disorder explains some of my behavior, it doesn't mean I understand it all the way or myself. I'm still figuring things out, trying to figure out where do I start, where do I stand, how long have I actually been dealing with it, what are my triggers, just a whole lot. I just feel like an experiment sometimes. If I could describe my journey, I would describe it as a roller coaster. Whoa. Wanting to get off but not knowing how, especially during my depressive episodes. The slightest comment, an energy shift in someone, or a mistake could send me spiraling for at least 2 days. And again, I just want to emphasize, at least 2 days. I thought it was just overthinking, but I couldn't just turn it off. If someone close to me was having a bad day, then I would spiral. If others around me are good and constantly on the go, then I need to be doing the same. I should be good too. Thoughts like, no, I'm fine. Everyone around me is fine. I need to get up. I need to do like everyone said. Everyone said this is the way to go, so clearly this is the way to go. Oh, I'm not doing enough. I need to be doing more than everyone is telling me. I need to do more than what everyone else is doing. Since nothing is wrong with me and others have struggled and got up, then I have no reason to be sad. I should be posting, creating art, going outside. Just do what everyone else is doing. I have no reason to be exhausted all the time. Again, side note, I do want to say I think most of my paintings were created in hypomania episodes. So you can probably tell that I'm rushing in my artwork. Also, most of my artwork is created at night because one, nighttime is where I get most of my me time. I feel free, and it's like I can be on the go while not technically looking at everyone else. It's like I'm not tired, I can paint. But anyway, back to the thought patterns. Once I get in the mindset of I have to do something, thoughts start racing. Healthy coping mechanisms aren't enough. I lean on food, particularly spicy food. I lean on the thought that it's okay, I don't take my medication today. It's just one day. Or, what a coincidence. I need to save more money. Or I need more money for this thing. So meds can definitely wait. Which opens back the door to negative thoughts, which leads to even scarier thoughts. As a result, I've been hospitalized twice due to my mental health. My doctors, the nurses tell me to get back on my meds, and I go about my way. And the cycle kind of continues. Don't get me wrong, I have been in therapy, like in college, because my college did allow free counseling, or at least a certain amount of sessions. However, trying to find a therapist when you're already living paycheck to paycheck is already a lot. Sorry, I'm trying to slow down my speech, but it's hard. If I can describe being on medication to me, again, to me, have to emphasize, to me, it feels like riding the bench of a little merry-go-round. It's calm, but not too much excitement. You feel kind of numb, but not completely. You care and want to cry, but at the same time, you don't. Like, I may want to have a full cry breakdown, but I may only shed a tear or two. Someone may annoy me, or something may annoy me, but I don't care too much to bring it up. I'm already fighting for my life in my head. I don't feel like constantly fighting for people to see me or care. It's not that I don't feel anything. I'm just mellowed out, so to speak. It also means most of the time I would describe myself as content and good. Nothing more, nothing less. It does, again, make you question your smile and your laugh. Like, was that really funny to me? Or did I laugh because it felt natural to do so? Like the right thing to do so. I should also note I am grieving right now, so that adds another layer to it. Like, it's already hard enough to get out of bed, but then grief makes it even harder. I do want to add that my disorder makes it hard to do basic tasks. One day I could clean the whole house. Next, I'm lucky if I can get out of bed to pick up my pillow that fell on the floor. One day I can write an entire essay, write this entire script, 3 pages worth. The next, it's hard to think of what to say to respond to a text. After I told some people about my diagnosis, during almost every situation where I felt upset or sad, the follow-up question would be, did you take your meds? Don't get me wrong, I'm glad to have people concerned about me. I'm glad to have their love. I'm glad to have their acceptance. But sometimes I feel like people are asking, are you on your period when you're sad? Disclaimer, this is not me advocating for people not to be on medication. This is not me saying you should be on medication. This is just saying my experience personally. And hey, sometimes it takes a couple of tries to find the right combination for you. Do what works best for you and work with your doctor, your psychiatrist on what is best for you. Anyway, I did watch a TED Talk by Ellen Forney, I think that's how you say her name, about her experience with bipolar disorder. In the video, she did say she had been stable for 17 years. That gave me more hope than I realized. More than anything in the world, I want to be stable. Under stable conditions, I want to know if I really don't want kids. Could I be confident in myself and abilities? Can I be firm in my decisions? Can I be consistent in my behavior? Can I feel like I don't have to constantly run a marathon? Can I not be exhausted all the time? Can I just be content? Can I just feel at peace? Can I be genuinely happy? Even though it's been 3 years, I still struggle to come to terms with my diagnosis. One of the many reasons is because I'm scared it's wrong. Before I left home, I saw a new psychiatrist to refill my meds. She made a passing comment of how she doesn't think it's accurate, that it might be because I'm young, and young people go through a lot, but she doesn't want to go over my colleague, and she just will stick to what her colleague said if it works for me, or something like that. Kind of fuzzy, but I remember her saying something along the lines of that. She said it so quickly, like it didn't mean anything or had no impact. But that moment plays in the back of my mind so often. And it's the reason why I'm kind of scared to go back to therapy, along with the financial issue. Therapy is helpful, and I think more people should go, don't get me wrong. I'm just tired of looking for answers, thinking I found one, and then it turns out it may not be the answer. I'm tired of relief being given and taken away, so to speak. It's crazy how people don't realize the impact of their words. I'm not mad at the nurse practitioner who suggested that it may not be the right diagnosis. We were having a good conversation and she just got carried away. I mean, she had a thought that's been sitting in the back of my mind for a while. What if it's the wrong diagnosis? What if I got to change my meds again? Speaking of words, I feel like the only time I don't sound crazy is when I tell funny jokes. Because everyone has the same reaction I want them to towards my words. Also, has anyone else experienced this? But it seems like no one is distracted by anything until it's your turn to speak, LOL. It's hard for me to express truly how I feel because it's like untying a web. Everything is connected, but finding the starting point or the next logical point is extremely difficult. I can speak about 2 topics at once while trying to connect them and think about a third different topic. Sometimes speaking feels like driving a speeding car and the brakes are wonky. It feels wrong and you're trying your best to slow it down. As a result, sometimes I feel bad after speaking, like I did something wrong or said something weird. Also, I'm sorry I'm using so many analogies, but what can I say? It's the artist in me. As chaotic as my journey has been, I can say I've had good moments. My brain has allowed me to notice the small details about people. I have met interesting and lovely people. By sharing my experiences, I've gotten to hear other people's stories, which I love as a people watcher and someone who loves knowing what makes people them, what makes them keep going. I've gotten the chance to create beautiful paintings that seem random as a collective, but are so beautiful in their individual way. Speaking of random, this might be a me thing, not a bipolar thing, so take it with a grain of salt. It's really hard for me to stick to a plan. I need some spontaneity. I need to break the routine in some way. Like if I say a script day in and day out at work to a customer, I have to say in a funny joke, even if it gets a weird look. I don't know how to describe it, but it's just a strong urge to break the fourth wall in a way. Like, for example, if you've been watching my art journey for a while, or my speed drawings, paint the process, whatever. If you've been watching my videos for a while, then you know I experiment when it comes to my art. I mean, that's not a surprise. Every artist experiments. But what I mean is, artists will make a sketch, decide the colors, and come up with a plan of where to go, how to shape this. I don't do that. I need to, but I can't bring myself to do it. I'll create the script. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. I'll create the sketch and then immediately start going into painting. I won't practice testing the colors. I'll just put the colors on the thing. If it doesn't work out, just paint over it. It might just be a me thing, but I don't know how to explain it. Like I said, it's just this strong urge to break the fourth wall. This strong urge to just not do the normal thing. Like right now, for example, I just wrote an entire script for this video, like I said, so my thoughts sound coherent. But this section right here, I'm ad-libbing. Or I don't think that's the right word. Improvising, so to speak. Because I just have to. Once I start talking about a topic, I have to mention every single little thing, if you couldn't tell. So why am I telling my story? Especially after all this time. 1, I want to currently help those who are struggling with bipolar disorder. I've been wanting to talk about my mental health again for a while. And for those who don't know, I have a video I made at least a few months ago, maybe a year ago, about my mental health journey, my total journey, without mentioning bipolar. And I do have affirmations at the end, so check that out. But yeah, if my story can help one person, who cares what other people possibly have to say? I'm tired of caring about labels that people may put on me. It's scary and I do care sometimes, but not to the point where I'm gonna stop speaking if it helps me, if it helps someone else. Oh, also, this video is not for you to self-diagnose, but if you are concerned, if you can relate to some symptoms, please talk to a psychiatrist or a nurse practitioner. Please seek professional help. Anyway, another reason I am telling my story is I hope this will give people a better understanding of bipolar disorder and some more information. I was looking for videos on bipolar 2 and thought, why not make my own? I am also making this video to hear other experiences. I hope I can hear other experiences so that I'm able to be understood, seen completely by others, and to gain hope that I'll be stable one day. Now, this video isn't meant to be depressing, ironically enough. This video is meant to bring a sense of reality and another perspective outside of stereotypes people have about bipolar disorder or misconceptions. It is hard to be hopeful, especially since I'm grieving someone who was a source of hope for me. It's hard to see the light at the end of this long tunnel, but I believe it's there. Why? Because other people have gotten to experience it. I've even seen a few celebrities being open about their bipolar diagnosis. Yes, I am different, but I'm not so different that only I won't experience happiness. If other people can find stability, so can I. I'm not alone in my feelings and disorder. There's 8 billion people in the world, and I'm the only one who feels like they can't let themselves be happy? Come on. But aside from others, I want to find stability and comfort for the little girl who never thought she would. For the little girl who could never explain the emotional roller coaster she was on. For the little girl who was told she was a quitter. For the little girl who felt like she alone had to take on the world on her shoulders, when all she wanted was for her world to comfort and protect her. Aside from others, I believe there is hope, due to the joy and comfort I am able to find in the little moments. Like when I hear a new soothing R&B song, or when I hear an amazing song I haven't listened to in years. Feeling the breeze on a sunny day in the park, eating a piece of chocolate after a long day in a hot shower, discussing stupid soap operas with my mom, or having long phone calls with her about everything under the sun. Feeling the sun after a long winter, taking a walk and seeing cotton candy skies, Christmas time with friends and family. Having hope when it seems like there is none feels like looking for water in a desolate desert. It seems rare, but one day you do find it, even if it's just a sip. Man, I could be a poet or a rapper the way I'm spitting out these analogies. But then again, these analogies may not make sense to anyone but me. Obviously, I know I'm not the first person to discuss bipolar 2, but I do hope this video leads people to think and to have conversations with the people around them. For people who are still figuring things out with your diagnosis, no matter your age, your brain is not broken. It's just different. You're not unlovable. Your existence is not a burden. Your existence is not a mistake. Having a mental disorder doesn't mean you need to be fixed. Being bipolar doesn't mean you did something wrong and this is your punishment. Having a mental disorder doesn't mean you worsen the lives of those around you. As I'm recording this, I realized an important point. Acceptance. I have to accept I'm taking medication. I have to accept my diagnosis. I have to accept it has an effect on my behavior. But I also have to accept it is not the totality of who I am. Look at me using a slightly bigger word than normal. I hope I used it right. Anyways, I have to accept that I will struggle from time to time. But I also have to accept stability isn't impossible. I have to accept that me under stable conditions may look different than the me I think I'm supposed to be. I have to accept that my stability may look different from everyone else. It doesn't mean I'm not doing enough. It doesn't mean I need to do more. It means I'm doing what works best for me. And I hope whoever is listening remembers to do the same. Remember to accept who you are, where you're at this current moment. That doesn't mean, I don't think acceptance means saying things will never change. I just believe you can't move forward in the future without accepting the current state, without facing reality. Yeah, if that makes sense. So yeah, if you remember nothing else from this video today, if you remember nothing else from this rambling, remember to accept your mind for what it is. Remember to accept where you are. Remember to accept who you are. Well, I think I've talked your ear off for long enough. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for listening to me ramble and share my experiences. Please feel free to share your experiences with mental health, with bipolar disorder in the comments. Like I mentioned before, it will give hope to me, and it could also give hope to others. Let me know what you think of this drawing. I'm not gonna lie, it may look creepy to some or unsettling, but I kind of like it that way. Like I said, it reflects my disorder in a way. Also, it does look really cool. I'm glad I added more shading, especially around the nose and cheeks. Gives it a bit of flair. But anyways, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for listening. Just thank you for being here. Thank you for sticking around. And thank you for staying on this earth, even though I know it's hard, especially nowadays. Anyways, as always, have a good morning, have a good day, have a good night. Bye.